All right, Wildcard weekend, house call with Jerry and Terry, brought to you by DraftKings. NFL playoffs, we're talking about NFL playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is the key to winning in the NFL playoffs, and the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the number one place to bet on touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's another reason to watch your favorite players crush it in the playoffs. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big during the NFL playoffs with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HOUSE. That's code HOUSE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. DraftKings also doing, Jerry, where you get a piece. We'll touch on that at the end.
Yeah.
You get a piece of the longest guy who scores the longest touchdown.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we're looking for some bombs. It's king of the end zone. It used to be king of the court. Now it's king of the end zone.
Yep.
We're looking at guys to score bombs. We've been giving out like long play stuff. So now with the wild card, you're rooting for that as well. Let's start Saturday. Chargers at Houston. I don't know, just from the game itself, I don't know anybody who likes the Houston Texans in this game. And part of me doesn't want to be the millionth guy online betting the Chargers, but like nothing about the Texans excites me. Even the time slot, the 4 o'clock. They're just in this 4 o'clock game every fucking year.
It's tough.
Stroud's taking a little bit of a leap back,
Well, they've had some injuries for sure. You know, that defense can still play, maybe not at an elite level, but they could still, do their thing on defense. It's going to be tough for them to win this game. They're going to have to stop the run, play action. Herbert, he's been lethal all year. I'm with you, though. I don't see how the Chargers lose this game. I don't. I know Houston got the home field advantage and whatnot, but I think those injuries, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, they were massive. I think it shows up in the playoffs. But for touchdown-wise, I do like Joe Mixon on the Texans. I do.
Minus 130.
I like him to score this week. I do. I think they're going to try to run the ball a lot. I know the Chargers are going to want to run the ball a lot. Maybe a low-scoring game. But yeah, I'm going to go with Joe Mixon this week, minus 130.
The under is hit in 6 of Houston's last 8 home games.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon has been brutal over the last month, going over 50 yards just once in 4 games with no TDs. But if this is the time to get it right, you got to think, this is
eventually it's got to turn around. You know what I mean? I think it could turn it around.
Yeah. Who do you like more, Nico Collins at plus 145 or J.K. Dobbins at plus 100?
Yeah, I mean, I know one of the PMT interns this past week had like a $2,000 bet from DraftKings or something like that, and he took Dobbins to score last week. They scored so many points, and then he didn't fucking score.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the most frustrating
thing.
It is. The team scores a ton.
When they score like 30, 40 points, and you pick one guy to score who's minus odds, and he doesn't score, it's like terrible. I don't know. I would say still Dobbins. You know what I mean? But
right.
I don't know.
Mixon, Collins, opposing wide receiver ones have scored in 4 of the Chargers' last 5. For Dobbins, opposing running backs have scored in 9 of Houston's 17 games. Houston has allowed 4 rushing TDs in their last 4 games since the bye. So different stats on that. I like Will Dissly, plus 350. I'm going bombs in the wild card.
I like it.
Houston has allowed 8 TDs to tight ends since week 3. That includes 3 tight ends in their last 4 games since the bye. So I think Will Dissly finds the end zone at plus 350. Jerry likes Joe Mixon at minus 130. Your game, Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I think you're in trouble, man. I think there's a lot to be said, and you guys had that miracle cover against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
In that spot, so you're still covering things, and it's if you're looking at the spread, it's Tomlin against the points, especially in a playoff game. Everyone's gonna be jumping on. What is it up to? 8.5.
It was at 9. It was at 8.5. Jumped to 9.5. Went up to 10. Now it's back down. I think to 8.5.
Yeah, a lot of points. I could see a lot of people being like, give me Tomlin in the points, but nothing about your team excites me right now.
No.
It's a team slipping. It's a team who fell out of the division. Nothing really excites me.
They're in a tough spot. I mean, their offense is just so bad. I mean, they have the least paid offense in football.
17 points or less in each of their last 4 games.
I mean, they have one wide receiver who, you could flip a coin, and it's either he's going to show up that game or he's not going to show up that game. So
phenomenal talent, but he's a nutcase.
Great talent, probably not the best guy. I don't know though. You know what I mean?
They say that about me sometimes.
I mean, I'll always like the Steelers. I'll always bet the Steelers no matter what. And I am going to take the money line for sure. I don't know what type of game this is, though. Like, I'm back and forth. Like, I feel like the only way the Steelers could win is if they air it out. I don't think they're going to be able to run on them. And
you don't have the weapons to air it out.
That's the thing. But, like,
I also feel like, I mean, he's on the list at plus 250. He has 45 or more yards in five of his last 7 games and scored in 4 of the last 6. But I don't feel like Freiermuth is like exploded. You know, like he's put up some good stats recently, but overall, when you look at the whole big picture, he seems like he should be playing a little bit better.
I'm gonna go for a bomb. I'm gonna go for Jaylen Warren. I think he's plus 370. What I saw this morning.
All right,
bomb Jaylen Warren.
Could you see Jaylen Warren on that list of the longest touchdowns as well?
No, I can't. No.
Okay.
I mean, he's got the speed to do it.
That's why I asked.
I just don't know if we're gonna be at our own 20 or 30 and he's going to break one for 70, 80 yards. I don't know. I'd rather pick a receiver, you know?
I was between 2 names here. Mark Andrews at plus 135. Since week 6, he scored 11 TDs in 12 games, including his last 6. Steelers have allowed TDs to tight ends in 4 of their last 5. But the guy I'm going with and my best bet for the weekend, I had him a couple of weeks ago, I feel like, and then something happened. But I like Rashad Bateman, plus 145, with Zay Flowers viewed as a long shot to play this week.
Yeah.
Bateman scored in their Week 16 matchup. He scored 5 TDs in the last 5 games. Opposing wide receiver ones have scored in 6 of Pittsburgh's last 8. Flowers status in doubt. Bateman is in a prime spot to step it up. Plus 145. I love him.
No, he's been doing his thing, man. He stepped up big time this year. I thought he was a bust last year and the year before. I didn't really think he was that good. He's done his thing this year. He stepped up in a big way for the Ravens, and he's going to have to continue to do so because, like you said, Zay Flowers is probably not going to play, which is a pretty big loss for the Ravens.
Yeah, so put Bateman in my best bet for the weekend. Sunday, Denver at Buffalo. Total has gone over in 9 of Denver's last 13, 5 of their last 6 on the road. Buffalo has gone over the total in 4 of their last 5, excluding Week 18 where they rested everybody. Buffalo has scored 30-plus points in 9 of their last 10. So Week 18 doesn't count, but they are putting up some points. Although Denver has allowed just 5 pass TDs in 4 games since the bye, so the pass defense has stepped it up. Josh Allen, minus 120. James Cook, minus 130. They're going to lean on the run with Buffalo. Denver has allowed 11 TDs to running backs this season with an additional 3 to quarterbacks. Chargers backfield scored 3 TDs against Denver 3 weeks ago. So you can get Denver on the ground here. Marvin Mims, plus 290. He's been on fire the last 2 months, 62 yards per game and a touchdown over his last 7 games. Sean Payton said he wanted to come up with a scheme for more touches for Mims, and he stood by that. Mims scored 2 TDs in each of his last 2 games. Opposing wide receiver 2s have scored 10 TDs against Buffalo this year, including 5 straight and 8 of their last 9. Or the guy I'm going to go with, again, another bomb. Put him in there a couple of weeks ago, I feel like. Audric Estime, plus 400. It's a crowded backfield with Denver. I think they limit Bo Nix.
Take Javonte Williams again. Remember when he took him and he got 2 touches?
I'm taking Estime.
Are you sick? Estime. Are you sick?
No, I feel
like I'm sick.
I think everybody's getting it.
Something's going around. It's like the COVID. Something's going around with the sore throat. And, dude, I mean, I've been coughing nonstop for days now. And
I had a little bit. I took a little Tussin. I'll never go to the doctor.
What? You took what?
Tussin.
The fuck is that?
Well, I got the CVS brand, so it just says Tussin.
Oh, you got the good codeine.
Oh, like the jet ski. You're probably familiar with this. A lot of rappers did it. The robo tripping.
Yeah, scissor, little promethazine and codeine.
It just says Tussin on mine. I think it's the off brand. It just says Tussin.
You got the dollar store.
That's a funny bottle. Tussin.
It just says Tussin.
Tussin with Terry.
Exactly.
Oh!
Exactly.
Maybe instead of Tate, you could do that for the late night stream, and you'll just drink a bottle of Robitussin on stream.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. There's people dropping my first name all over the place right now, so it fits right in. I'll take Estime. Buffalo has allowed 16 TDs to running backs this year, including 6 of the last 6 since the bye. Again, Estime is in a crowded backfield. You have to take the shots, but I'll take Estime plus 400.
Yeah.
Plus Notre Dame plays this weekend. Maybe it's a good week for Notre Dame. Obviously, I hate State Penn, but Estime scores for them. We'll take a chance.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
It's just maybe he's a Notre Dame alum, Jerry.
I know, but
so maybe it's a big week for Notre Dame. Notre Dame wins, and then he scores in the game.
Who does Notre Dame play?
State Penn.
Would that be? I don't watch college football. Will that be a good game?
Yeah, it's gonna be very good. I mean, the line's like 1.5, 2.
They say the guy Drew Aller reminds people of Big Ben.
I don't know. I'm never going to give those guys their flowers. Big Ben had a phenomenal career. Like, you got to remember.
Yeah.
How many Super Bowls he win? 2?
Yeah.
And then went to a third,
Should have
right?
won 3. Yeah.
I picked him in that one against the
Probably
Packers.
should have won 4, if we're being honest. That
Well, he never
Jaguar,
got to a fourth,
Jaguar.
though.
I know, but the Jaguars year when they lost.
You think you beat the Patriots that year?
100%, yeah. 100%. Yeah, of course. I think this game, Buffalo-Denver, dude, I'm not saying Buffalo is overrated. I'm not saying that. They have a great offense. They really haven't played many good defenses this year. Outside of the Chiefs, even Seattle's defense has been up and down at times, but they really haven't played really good defenses. Like I know they played.
Yeah, we talked about that on Pick Central a lot. Like in the NFL, a ton of teams had wins. It's like, who have they beat? You know?
That's the thing, dude.
But the Bills have no bad loss. To my knowledge, the Bills have no bad losses.
Yeah,
this
no,
year, right?
No, not really. But like, oh wait, they might have. Who they lose to?
I'll find out right now.
Like if you go through,
I want to make sure they don't have a bad
if you're looking
loss.
at their schedule, like they look at the defenses.
All right, Patriots in Week 18 doesn't count.
I don't know. That doesn't.
They weren't playing for anything.
Okay,
Jerry.
Week 18. Week 18. I know. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I thought you meant before.
Rams by 2 points in that shootout.
No, that's
and
a tough
they lost to. I guess you could kind of say the Texans is not a great loss looking back, but the Texans are still the 4 seed.
When did they lose to them?
October 6th.
Yeah, so it was early.
20.
It was early.
And lost to the Ravens 35-10.
No, so they really don't have any bad losses.
Yeah.
You know, they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, which you should do that, but I don't think the defenses they played are besides the Chiefs maybe, are close to what they're going to experience on Sunday. I'm going to go with Marvin Mims to score. I'm also thinking about using him for the long shot. The long shot. Yeah, he's a burner, man. He could fly. Catches a lot of deep balls, so I'm thinking about using him.
Okay. Green Bay at Philly. Jordan Love is set to return, injured last week. Christian Watson is done. Saquon Barkley minus 165. Opposing running backs have scored in 15 straight against Green Bay this season, averaging a TD a game in 8 weeks since the bye. Minus 165 is a lot of juice, but we're big Saquon guys here, so we're rooting for Saquon. And he's been phenomenal. Devontae Smith plus 160. Over the last 5 games, Packers have allowed 67 yards per game to wide receiver 2s with a TD in each of the last 2 games. Romeo Dobbs plus 255. The guy I want to play is Tucker Kraft plus 265. Tight ends have scored in 5 TDs over Philly's last 8. Kraft was the team leader in receiving TDs this season. Give me 265. Tight end, quarterback who doesn't have a ton of playoff experience in Jordan Love. I could see a dump off. I'm going with Tucker Kraft. Plus 265. Which way are you going?
That was my pick as well.
Awesome.
I like Tucker Kraft as well. Philly's been struggling a little bit against tight ends, so I like him to score. And I think Green Bay's gonna be playing from behind this game as well. So I think they're gonna be throwing the ball a lot.
Washington at Tampa Bay. These are the two of the best over teams in 2024. Washington went over in 11 games. Tampa in 12. Both top 5 in the NFL. The interesting thing here. And I'm not the biggest Bucs guy, like, coming into the season, but I actually think they're pesky. Weirdly, if the Packers pull off the upset this week, which you could talk yourself into, and the Bucs win, the Bucs are home next week in the divisional.
Yeah, and I'll take it a step further. They can even be home for an NFC Championship game if things play out.
Things break. Yeah, I also think they're pesky. They've beaten the Lions this year.
Yeah, no,
and
listen.
the Lions play shootouts with their defense being a mess. Like, I could see Baker in a 45-42 game just getting where nobody could stop anybody. I think the Bucs are a little bit of a dark horse here in the NFC.
Yeah, they definitely are.
I'm not going to say they're going to win the Super Bowl, but dark horse to get there.
I think this has the potential to be actually the game of the first round. Washington at Tampa. I'm going to go with some chalk here. I'm going to go Bucky Irving to score.
Minus 150.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get this name wrong. I like Olamide Zayachis. Over the final 3 weeks of the season, Zayachis is averaging... Zacchaeus?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I can't kick this cough.
Zacchaeus is
averaging sanitize the mic.
5 catches for 69 yards and a TD. Without Tampa's defending the run, Washington should lean on their pass catchers. Mm-hmm. I like this guy.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus, 285. Just straight up, give me that.
Just say it again, Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus is the key to winning.
There you go.
Monday night. So we're going to put this together, too, with parlay as well. We got a ton of guys here. Kyron Williams. You can also get Kyron Williams, 2 TDs.
You got the cough, too. Everybody got the fucking cough.
It feels like there's like a...
Yes. It feels like there's a tickle, right?
Something in the back of the throat. I don't know what's
at
going
all
on.
Times. I know. I can't get rid of this for a week.
Just for
feel
now.
Like I'm getting
I don't know
tickled.
what it is. I also get nervous on camera, I guess. Maybe it's that.
How do you get nervous on camera? Been on camera for years, a decade.
Exactly. It's time to perform, you know what I mean? Cooper Kupp plus 145. TJ Hawkinson plus 205. I like Jordan Addison plus 140. Addison was tied with Jefferson for team lead in touchdowns despite missing essentially two and a half games due to injury. Opposing wide receiver 2 scored 8 touchdowns in 17 games, including a 3 TD performance by Jawan Jennings. Wide receiver 2s have scored in 3 of their last 6 against the Rams. I like Jordan Addison plus 140. Who are you cooking up in the parlay?
I like Hawkinson, man. I like friggin' Hawkinson, dude. They tried to go to him a few times last game they played in the red zone. The back of the end zone was one, and right in the front of the end zone was the other one. I think they got a lot of plays drawn up for him when they're inside that 10-yard line, 15-yard line. I'm going to take Hawkinson plus 205. I think he has a good shot to score this week. Good odds, too.
All right, I'm going to set it right now. Let's get that game up on the DraftKings app. TD scores. It's easy. I love how they put the TD scores across the tab.
Say that again?
They put the TD scores across the tab. So it's game lines.
Yeah.
First drive, quick game. They have quick same-game parlays. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison score a TD and Hawkinson to score a TD. 7-1, Jerry.
Okay, not bad.
7-1 for Monday night.
Not bad.
I mean, we are 1 for 18 on the season, but not down as much as we did because we hit that 11-1.
Oh, that's not that bad then.
It's not. Would have been nice if we hit one more for like 7 units. But we've been we list out the 3 guys. We had a 9-1 guy on there, 6-1.
Yeah,
been a ton of info. I feel like you hit 4 in a row a couple times.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of info on that. That's Monday night. All right, what we touched on. All right, let's do this real quick. I apologize. Who's your best bet for the weekend? I'm gonna take Bateman.
My best bet for all the games.
All the games for the wild card. If you want to take Hawkinson, you can still take Hawkinson.
I'd probably honestly go with Ladd McConkey.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he's like plus 165 or something like that. I'd go with Ladd.
Okay, so that right now already is 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
The callers have been horrific, except for Derek from the chat.
Nadeau was good. Nadeau was a good call.
Wasn't a win, Jerry. It's wins in this game.
It's fair, but it was a good call. You know what I mean? We give out a lot of losers too.
Yeah, wins in this game.
Almost none of the calls this week were actually pick related. It was just talking shit. But this is one of the ones that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jerry, Rico, what's up, boys? At the office right now. Had to take a little break to give the fellas a winner. Justin Herbert, anytime touchdown scorer. Book it.
Yeah, I like that guy. All right, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And now we got 2 guys in the same game.
Yeah, let me switch mine. I'll go Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I'll go Justin Jefferson.
Herbert,
Jefferson, and
so let's X out McConkey.
Yeah. I'm not going to pick the same game.
Jefferson. Justin Jefferson.
10-1? 11-1? Maybe more, actually, Herbert.
Jerry, you cut it in half.
Yeah, I forgot about Herbert.
20-1.
Okay, that's great. That's fun. I know
Jefferson
was probably minus, but
20-1.
Okay.
So that's Bateman, Herbert, and Jefferson. 20-1.
Love it.
Puts us back over the thing for that. All right. The contest we touched on, we're going to be chasing the long shot, long score, longest one.
Mm-hmm.
3 guys to look at. And I'll play this guy because I'm playing him as in the game as well. Monday, I'm going to take Jordan Addison.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams have allowed 5 receiving TDs over 40 yards this season. Addison has scored 20 TDs in his career, and half of them have gone for 20 yards or more. He has 2 TDs of 47 and 49 since week 11. I'm going to take Addison as a deep one. Sunday, you can look at the guy you liked, Marvin Mims. Buffalo has allowed 4 pass TDs of 48-plus yards this season. Mims has scored 8 TDs in his career, 7 receiving. The average length of receiving TDs is 40 yards, with 5 of them being 25 yards or longer. He's also returned a kick for a TD last year and still returns punts for Denver. More opportunities. Saturday, Nico Collins. Of the teams playing this week, the Chargers have allowed the most TDs of 40-plus yards. They've allowed 6 pass TDs of 40-plus. Nico Collins, a trusted downfield threat for C.J. Stroud and one of the best yards after catch guys in the league. He's already a lean of ours to score this week. So we like Nico Collins was already on that sheet. So which one's the long shot you're going to play as well?
Now, hear me out.
Jordan Addison.
I have a question, and I'm going to have to ask DraftKings this question. Say you have a guy who returns kicks or punts, and does that still count?
I would think so. Yeah, that's the longest TD.
Yeah,
that's a 75-yard TD. Or
I'd have to go with a because a lot of people won't probably pick kick returners or punt returners. We should keep that on the down low. So maybe if we hit, more money for us. But I don't know. I mean, obviously it's tough to return kicks or punts, but
playoff games, you see something weird though. You're right. I mean, it's tough. You want to get in that mix of the pot, you know. But,
yeah.
To return a kick is very, very weird.
Yeah, it's tough.
Very few and far between.
Give me Calvin Austin for the Steelers.
Okay.
I'll take Calvin Austin for the Steelers. Only reason is because he returns punts and he's a wide receiver. So I'm trying to double dip here.
Exactly. All right. So that is house call for the week. We'll see you next week for the divisional. We'll run all the way through the Super Bowl. I think we can touch on a couple of props in the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be be a quick show with the touchdown scores. But
yeah.
Or maybe we just cook up like 6 different parlays of touchdown guys.
And just try to hit one.
Just hit, or hit 2 or 3. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know.
But a lot of opportunities. So we'll see you next week. I don't know if you'll be here as a Steeler fan next week, Jerry. I got to be honest. I think both of us will be.
I'll always be a Steelers fan, Rico.
I don't know if you'll be a Steelers fan with a team playing, put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, looking like you're right, but I'll tell you what, you got TJ Watt still back there, Cam Hayward, veterans like that. Defense could come alive, maybe get a pick 6 or something like that, flip the game on its head a little bit. We'll see.
Who would you likely get in the divisional? Chiefs?
Yeah, Chiefs at Arrowhead, which is just a horrible matchup for us.
Is that almost setting you up for like such a disaster? You beat the Ravens,
yes,
in that game.
Yes, yeah. Chiefs own the Steelers.
Yeah, it's just plus you can't beat them. Like, you can't beat them.
Yeah, no. I don't think anybody. I think if I was to guess right now, I think it's a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that's very chalky.
I would like to see like a fun Super Bowl.
Lions Bills would probably be the funnest, right?
Lions Bills, yeah, it could be fun. Lions Ravens could be really fun. I don't know, man. I don't see how a team gets past the Lions. I don't.
Even with all those injuries on defense?
Yes, dude.
I can see the Eagles. I think the Rams are pesky if they get through. I think there's a few, like the Lions divisional matchup is not going to be I think it could be very pesky, put it that way. I think it could
of
be
course.
Very pesky.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's a great coach, Dan Campbell, man. I think it's next man up mentality for that defense. You got Montgomery coming back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Pretty wild stuff. I know that's going to be a spark, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you next week with House Call with Jerry and Terry. Thanks, bro.